Chizuk from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Chodesh, Parshas Mishputim. In this week's Parsha, there's 53 mitzvos. Very, very big Parsha, rich Parsha, but the first mitzvah is the mitzvah of Eved Ivri. That when some Yid, a rich guy, is going to buy a Jewish slave, a Yiddish knecht, he has to, there's all kind of haluchas. And one of the most important haluchas that is whatever you buy for yourself, whatever you have for yourself, you have to give him first. You can't sleep, if you have one bed, you can't sleep on your bed. You gotta let him sleep on your bed, you sleep on the floor. You're going business class, he's going business class. There's only one seat available, you give it to him. Ad kedei kach, to such an extent that Chazal are telling us that whoever buys a Eved Ivri is like he's buying a boss for himself. It's one of the most difficult mitzvahs that is almost not shaykh even to be Mekayim, and almost not shaykh even that people actually bought a Eved Ivri, because it's a very difficult mitzvah. You have to buy a Eved Ivri that stole a lot of money in order for him to repay it. He has to sell himself. You have to support his wife and his kids. It is an extremely difficult mitzvah. Now here comes the question. Why? In such a parsha that has 53 mitzvahs, is this the first mitzvah? A mitzvah that is almost not shaykh. The rest of the mitzvahs in this week's parsha, almost every mitzvah is shaykh in this to do in our generations. Why is the Torah starting with this? Even more, when is the first time that the Torah, that Hashem in Moshe Rabbeinu told the Yidden, commanded on the Yidden to do the mitzvah of Eved Ivri? In Parshas Vayera it says, Vaytzavam el Bnei Yisrael, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the Yidden and to Paro Melech Mitzrayim, Lo itzis Bnei Yisrael Mitzrayim, take out the Yidden from Mitzrayim. To take out the Yidden from Mitzrayim, Hashem didn't tell the Yidden. Hashem told it to Paro. What did he tell the Yidden? So Chazal are telling us the mitzvah of Eved Ivri. What did Moshe Rabbeinu tell him? Now you're slaves. But eventually, when you're going out from Egypt, you're going to build a big house in Eretz Yisrael, and you're going to buy a slave, a Eved Ivri. Remember how to treat them. I don't understand. They are sitting there now, enslaved. They are suffering. Now you come to tell them that when they are going to go out from Mitzrayim, it's almost like, what are you talking about? You can't comprehend when you are a slave. To think when you're going to go out and you're going to buy a house, what's going on over here? But the Torah specifically, it told the Yidden the mitzvah of Eved Ivri right there and then. Because the nature of a person is, when he has a difficult time, he remembers it. And he says, oh, but I'm going to go rich. I'm going to give. But once he's becoming rich, he forgets. So the Torah told the Yidden, Dafke then, directly then, when they are slaves in Mitzrayim, inhale the feeling. So when you're going to buy a Eved Ivri, you should really remember what it feels about. And this is why it's the first mitzvah in this week's Parsha. Because the rest of the mitzvahs in this week's Parsha, which is mostly by Nudum L'Chavayra, you could try to have loopholes here and loopholes there, and the Torah wants you to know the same feeling that when you were a slave. I'm telling it to you right now because this is the first you saw it, that you should always think, how do you want you should be treated in this situation? It's a very famous story with this little girl that came to the Rav asking a shaila that the mother sent her to check if you're allowed to make Pesach Banait, Kiddush and milk. And the Rav said to her, wait a few minutes, I'm going to check. And the Rav came back with a big box with meat and chicken and wine and everything. The Rav simply could have answered the question. But the Rav decided there's much bigger to the question, much a bigger answer than the Allah and Shechanurach. There's the fifth Chaylik Shechanurach here. There's feeling when somebody comes to ask a question if you're allowed to make Kiddush with milk, you know right away they don't have meat in the house. Because you can't eat a seed with Basar v'Cholov together, right? So the Rav had the common sense to understand. This is what the Torah wants from you. To put yourself in the situation of the other person. And remember, if you think about others like that, Hashem is going to think about like that about you. I get in Shabbos.